We all get that itch to upgrade to the latest shiny tech.
Oh, especially with EVs.
Exactly, yeah. But looking at the technical blueprints you brought us for the new Renault Twingo E-Tech, well, a really surprising truth emerges.
Yeah, the greenest and most economical car is probably the one already sitting in your driveway.
Right. So today's deep dive is all about right-sizing your garage. We're analyzing these Twingo reports to find an insight that you, the listener, can actually use when making your next consumer choice.
It's a great framing because we're so conditioned to, look at a new spec sheet and just assume our current setup is totally obsolete.
Okay, let's unpack this, because telling people not to upgrade, well, it feels counterintuitive when we're staring at all these cutting-edge EV blueprints you've shared with us.
It does feel that way, yeah.
Yeah.
But it really comes down to the right size philosophy. It's about matching the tool to the task, essentially.
Making sure you actually need what you're buying.
Right. I mean, if your daily routine is strictly urban, like driving to work, running errands, and that fits within your older model's 150 to 180 kilometer range.
And you can comfortably charge at home, right?
Exactly. If you have all that, upgrading is just taking on a massive depreciation hit for technical benefits you honestly won't ever use.
It's like buying a professional mountaineering backpack just to walk to the local grocery store.
That's a perfect way to put it, actually.
Yeah, why pay for all that extra capacity and high-tech fabric if you are just carrying home a loaf of bread? You're paying for a lifestyle you don't actually have.
Precisely. Your older model is doing exactly what it was engineered to do, but of course, life changes.
Right, people move, jobs change.
Yeah. So what if your daily needs have shifted and you actually do need to venture outside those city limits?
Well, here's where it gets really interesting. Structurally, at least. Looking at these blueprints, the old Twingo was basically an adapted internal combustion chassis.
Right. They took a gas car and just shoved a motor in the rear.
Exactly, which meant they severely compromised on space. But the new one is built on a native EV architecture, the Ampar small platform. It's a completely clean sheet of paper.
And what's fascinating here is the physical ripple effect of that single design choice. By moving the motor to the front, the engineers cleared out the entire rear axle area.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that physically frees up depth in the floor to install sliding rear seats, which was completely impossible on the old adapted frame. Plus, they upgraded the battery from the older NMC, the nickel manganese cobalt chemistry, over to an LFP battery.
Wait, hold on. I'm looking at the numbers here, and it jumps from 22 to 27.5 kilowatt hours.
That's correct, yeah.
But that still sounds incredibly small compared to the 70 or 80 kilowatt hour batteries we see in modern highway cruisers. How is that a game changer?
It's because of how you can use it. Older NMC chemistries often restrict you to an 80% charge just to protect the battery life.
Right, so you never really get the full range anyway.
Exactly. But LFP, lithium iron phosphate, is incredibly stable chemically. You can charge it to 100% daily without any stress.
Meaning practically no premature degradation.
Right. So instead of babying a larger battery, you're actually maximizing a smaller one. It turns the battery into a reliable long-term asset rather than, a depreciating liability.
Okay, I see. So the battery capacity dictates how far you can go, but the charging tech dictates your actual freedom.
It's spot on.
The new Twingo adds 50 kilowatt DC rapid charging, and it integrates Google Maps for thermal preconditioning, which I just think is brilliant.
It really is.
It's essentially like the car is doing a targeted warm-up stretch as it approaches a fast charger, right?
Yeah.
Getting its battery cells at the perfect temperature so it can sprint or charge at maximum efficiency the second you plug it in.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, that active thermal management is the bridge. And they pair it with one pedal driving.
Where just lifting your foot off the accelerator reverses the motor to brake the car?
Yes, and it recaptures that kinetic energy right back into the battery. Add in advanced ADAS, the driver assistance systems that act like an extra set of eyes, and you elevate the whole vehicle.
It's not just a city car anymore.
No, it transforms from a niche city commuter into a highly capable regional traveler with a very reliable 260-kilometer range.
So, what does this all mean for how you approach your next car? The real takeaway from these reports isn't just about the Twingo specs.
Right, it's bigger than that.
Yeah, it's a framework for how we evaluate our own garages based on our actual lifestyle. If your routine hasn't changed, stick with the backpack you have.
Exactly. But if your horizons are expanding, then it's time to look at native EV engineering.
Sincerely, thank you for bringing these excellent sources to the table today.
It's been a really great discussion, and this raises an important question for you to mull over.
Oh, I love these.
As these incredibly efficient, native EV architectures like the Amphar Small take over the market, what happens to the residual value and the recycling ecosystem of all those compromised first-generation adapted EVs getting left behind?